Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is NCK2310. For the returning subscribers, thank you so much and welcome back. For those that are new, welcome as well. What I do here, I do scrutinize and analyze songs, and especially the Kikuyu songs. Kikuyu is one of the many languages in Kenya where I am from. I live in Sweden, have lived many years in Germany. Yes, and without wasting any time, let's dive in. First, right now here in Sweden, it's 9 o'clock because last night at 12 we changed into summertime. Okay, so it means we are now 1 hour, um, 1 hour close like to Kenya. Right now in Kenya, it's 10 o'clock, but for us in Sweden, before winter time it could be 8, but now it's 9 o'clock. Just wanted to give that a little bit so that you know why I'm going live now when it's 9. But in Kenya, the time don't change. Yes. So without wasting any time, let me dive in and we see the song I've prepared. And I actually dwell with gospel songs, with political songs, and with Mogidhi songs. Yes, Mogidhi is like party songs or something like that. So the song today, let me dive in and let's see what the song has to tell us. Hope we can learn something. The song says it's about men, as I say. The name men is something that no one should joke with. So it's nothing to joke around with. The name a man. I know right now women are asking, what about us? I'm sure a song will also come about us women. I am sure I've ever also talked about mothers and stuff like this. So let us give today the day for the men because it's their time. It's their song today. That the name man, a man, is nothing to joke around with. Because if men were like title deeds is the certificate you get when you own a piece of land. If men is like a title deed to be put in a bank, you can be given a loan without interest. You know, it's someone trying to explain how much a man is worth. Someone will say, women as well, we know that. Yes, but today, as I've said, it's about the men. So let us give the day for the men. The song says, because today he could be having nothing, but tomorrow he's a millionaire. You know, this talking about how the men, they love to struggle. They don't give up. Is that it's the culture of the men not to give up. The song continues to say, the work or the duties that are usually carried out by men, there are so many that other people won't survive it. Is that the men can really suffer. The men can, they can persevere a lot of pain. They can persevere a lot of tough moments. This today, as I have said, it's just about the men. Because in many homes, everyone, the eyes are on the men. You know, they depend on the men. In this song, the song says, like in a homestead, people, the clothes they are wearing, the food they are eating, the education, the basic needs, is that most of the times it's the men who are expected to give all this, like basic needs and stuff like that. Someone now would argue with me and tell me, oh, that's not true. The single mothers, we know that, or the widows or something like that. Yes, I understand that. But as we say, if we watch like today, why the single mothers talk about deadbeats dads is because there are some men who don't want to take the responsibility. There are some men who don't want to give that what And that's why they are called deadbeats dads, because it's believed that the men are the ones to give the basic needs. That's a fact. Nobody can argue about that. It's very, very rare times you hear about deadbeat moms. Very, very, very rare times. Most of the times, all the blame or all the expectations are on the men. The men are expected to feed their families. The men are expected to educate their children, especially like in the third world countries, like where I am from in Kenya, where the education is not really for free. Is that school uniform, parents have to buy, books, parents have to buy, school fees, parents have to pay. Most of the times, the fathers, the men, they're expected to cater for all that. I remember growing up, for example, yes, I had my mom, I had my dad, but for me, as much as I know, everything, because my dad was the breadwinner, it's my dad who was catering for everything, for home. And I'm sure even the mothers, the women that work and the husband are also working, most of the times, maybe now things have changed, but most of the times the men are expected to pay the bigger bills. The men are expected, like, they're the ones to cater for everything. When the child needs something and goes to the mother can say, hey, ask your dad, talk to your dad, or I will talk to your dad. I'll tell him to get you this and this and that. So a man's responsibility is so huge, and that is the fact. Sometimes I know, like, I'm a Kikuyu from Kenya, and in my tribe, the Kikuyu, it's believed that actually the women, even if they're working and they're earning a lot of money, they still hold their earnings like this, and their husbands, their men, are still the ones to pay for the bills. Even if the women are holding take their money, like, it's I'm working, yes, but for the bills, it's you. For the kids, this and this, it's you. For the school fees, it's you. So the men, the expectations are so much. And that's why I thought it's good that we take the chance today and talk about our men, the men in the world, the men that people really expect them to pay for everything, expect them to be the breadwinners. This song is talking about how men are expected to be the bill payers, to cater for everything, the basic needs. Anyway, the song continues to say, this is something that we should all agree, especially we women. We should not say, oh, that's not true. You know that what this song is talking about is very true. I, even myself, I can say already, yes, I am married to a white Swedish guy, yes, but I can tell you something. For me, all the years, and it's quite very many years, I'm together with my husband. Most of the times, maybe it's because he knows it, that he's a man in the home. He himself, he likes it to cater for many bills. Even if because I've lived in the Western countries so many years that I believe in paying bills, but I can still see it that my husband is never fine with that. He himself, he wants to cater for most of the bills because he feels that it's his responsibility as a man, and also before him, he had also other relationships, and he also used to cater for most of the bills, so I think it's something with the men. They believe that, which is, of course, for us ladies, for like me, I would say, okay, fine, thank you, I appreciate it, of course. But for we in the Western countries, we of course don't force our partners to pay for the bills. But when the partners themselves, they want to do it, the partners themselves, they think, hey, I'm the man in the home. For example, all the years I know my husband, all the years, and it's quite many, many years, I have never, and let me say it again, never, not a single day have I ever paid for dinner? You know, my husband takes me out for dinner, different restaurants. We go on holidays, different places. I have never paid not even one coin for, like, when we go holidays or we go for dinner or when we go shopping or something like that. You know, it's like, I think my husband, even if he's Swedish, he's white guy, he's that kind of man who still believe that a man has to cater for the woman, for his woman. A man is the one to take those huge bills. You know, sometimes I even sometimes feel sorry and I'm like, no, let me pay this and this. Like, no, 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 it's fine. You know? And I'm sure it's not only my husband, it's a lot of men. And this song is really something that we should be thankful to some of these men who really take their responsibilities. They want to be the men of the home. You know, it's I hear that there are some men who always say, I see sometimes like some people online talking about, oh, Swedish men are bad. When you go, they ask you for half the bill that you have to pay. They give you half and whatever. I have never experienced that. Apart from being with my husband now, my partner before, my husband that I have now, he also used to cater for the bills as well, you know. And also the father for my daughter in Germany, when I was a young girl, he used to cater for the bills. So I have never heard a white guy, because I've only dated white guys, who have ever told me we pay half the bills. But I know that a lot of women, they talk about it. They say that they've gone through that. They say that they go even for, I don't know, coffee or cake, and they're told pay half here, pay half there. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Okay. Maybe because I've never gone through that, I think I would find it very strange when I'm also together with a man who is telling me, when we go eating, hey, pay half here, pay half here, pay. I also would feel like, oh, wait a minute, because it's not normal. Even in this song, the song is even saying it, that the men are the one expected to cater for all these bills. The men are the ones expected to, to pay the bills. We can say it simply like that. Yeah. But of course, women, some women like me, I sometimes feel bad about it because I ask myself why I'm also working, for example. But this is something that people should discuss maybe with their partners. But I think for real gentlemen, like my husband is, you'll always tell your lady, it's fine, it's okay, And that's why a lot of men, they love to work hard. They want to make all kind of, they work so hard so that they're able to cater for those bills, huge bills. They're able to pay for nice holidays, nice places, I think it's high time. If you're a man, please listen to this song, because this song is praising you. You as a man, you that you are able to cater for the bills. You as a man, that you are the one who the family is looking up to. The family is expecting you to be able to cater for this and this and that. And you'll see the kind of respect. I do remember, like, growing up, for example, yeah, my late dad, he educated me and my siblings in nice boarding schools. We were in very good schools, although he didn't give us other luxury life or something like that. But when it came to school, we know that for many years, even up to today, school is very, very important, So one thing I always said, I thank and I love my dad so much that he, even if he used to drink a lot of alcohol, he made sure we went to good schools, all of us, And also, it's like for example, for us, I remember every time when we closed school, my dad was telling us we should be busy studying. There's not a single day, for example, I and my younger sister, there was not a single day that we ever went to farm or to milk cows or something like that, because my dad always thought, hey, especially for the girls, for we the girls, or maybe I don't know if I was only daddy's girl, but for us girls, we were like, we were like eggs, we were put nicely, like our work is just to study. Yeah. no digging, no going. And we had farms because I'm from the village in Luakabete, for example. No going to the farm to dig, no going, I don't know. I had never in my life like milked a cow or went to a farm. Not a single day I ever took these jembes for digging. That, and I know that my brothers, maybe because they were boys then, that they sometimes they were being told to go and farm. My dad wanted them to learn about farming and stuff like that, But it's like a lot of men want, especially when it comes to girls, they want to, you know, to sugarcoat nicely, to take good care, especially for the girl child, most of the men, because they think, hey, I want my girls to be nice. I want my, and I would say that going farming is bad or going milking is bad or stuff like that. But most of the times you can see that the men will take more care when it comes to girls, for example. They don't want the girls to do that hard work or something like that. I don't know if it was only in my family, but I know that in some families, women also went digging and stuff like that. But for me, the way I grew up, I had never done that tough, difficult job. And I think just because my dad wanted we, the girls, to be in a more better, to spend more time studying than going out there to work in the farms or doing difficult jobs. He did not want that. My dad believed, because he's a man, and my two brothers, older brothers, they are men. They could go out farming, or to go and milk cows. That was their job. Even if for me and my late sister, we were supposed to do just the little housework, doing the dishes, cleaning the house, mopping the floors, or something like that. And then studying. Studying was very, very important. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. The song says, because in many homes, all the eyes are depending on the man. I've read that. And then the song continues to say, you can see one man, for example, with 3 wives. This is like in my Kikuyu culture, where a man can marry a lot of wives. The song says, you can see one man with 3 wives. Then he has a secret home somewhere. Hey, this man, can you imagine a man with 3 wives, and on top he has a secret lover somewhere? He assists all of them. No one can complain. He treats them all equal so they can remain quiet. This is talking about, is it called polygamy, or what is it called? That one man can have a lot of wives. Of course, not in the Western countries. In the Western countries, you cannot have more than one wife. You have to stick with one wife. If it doesn't work, you divorce, you get another one. But you cannot have more than one wife at a time, at a go. But here in this song is talking about our African men, especially, I can say Kikuyu men. I don't know if other cultures remarry. I think they do. But in the Kikuyu culture, a man can have 3 wives, can have side chicks. When it's a rich guy, he's able to cater for everything. He can build a home for that one there, that one there, that one there. And then a side chick, he can get a home for a side chick. As long as that man is able, that man is working so hard to be able to finance all his women. For me, I wouldn't encourage that, but on the other side, it's a culture. When it's allowed to have more than one wife, who am I to say don't do it? But for me, I don't agree on that. I think one man, one wife. If it don't work, divorce, get another one, but don't get so many, because sometimes all these things can later on bring conflicts. It can bring conflict, as we have seen it and we know it. Anyway, the song continues to say that he assists all of them, all his women, all his side chicks and everything, and no one complains. He treats them all equal so they can remain quiet. We've seen that. We've seen all stories where the man is getting so many women, This song is like talking about the power, the mighty of a man, that if a man want to have so many women, so many wives, so many side chicks, that man has really to work hard to be able to finance them. It's not cheap. It's not cheap to have more than one woman, one wife. It's quite very, very expensive, just like this song is telling us. That there you are, if you're a man, and you're hunter-punter, you're hunting there and there and there, you have to know that you also you need to work very hard. You need to bring a lot of money so that you're able to cater for all your women. The song continues to say, if a man dies, it's a loss to a country because all those people that were relying on him are left helpless. The song continues to say, it's not unless she, the one who is left, or they, the ones who are left, to make harambe for contribution. So as to continue educating the children. We've seen these stories that when a man dies, for example, when a man dies and he was a breadwinner, oh my God, we've seen all these stories. We've contributed in many different harambes. We've done that to feel mercy, to feel sorry that when a man dies, there was his woman. She don't work. Maybe she has never worked. Maybe she's just been a housewife. Or even there are some men, even if they work, they are the ones holding all what they're earning. They don't want their wife to know where their money is, where their properties is. They believe it's me working, so it's me to hold the money and it's me to know how to deal with it. So the moment those men die, oh my God, they leave their widows suffering. It's shocking. That's why this is something which everybody should think about. You there as a man, you the breadwinner, you should think, today, if you pass away, what will happen? What will happen to your wife? What will happen to your children? Is their life gonna come to a standstill? Is the life of the children, is education of the children gonna be stopped? We've seen all these things, that when a man dies before and he was the breadwinner, he leaves the family suffering. So much suffering that the world can only have mercy on them. They help them. So there you are as a man. It's high time to start thinking. Start to think, what will happen today? If you pass away, you as a man, and you're the breadwinner, what kind of life are you going to live for your wife, for your children? We've seen all what goes on. The moment the breadwinner, especially the man, passes before the wife, those women, those widows really struggle. We've seen a lot of stories, for example, when it's a piece of land, you are left with and especially I have to talk on our Kikuyu, because I'm a Kikuyu, on our Kikuyu culture. When you as a man, most of our Kikuyus, they have their material homes, the lands they were left by their great-great-grandparents. It passed on with generations to families. That piece of land, most of the time, when the Kikuyu men are living there, they still don't have the title deed. The title deed is, most of those homes, the title deeds are even not changed. The title deeds are still staying in the name of great-great-grandparents. They've never changed the title deeds. So what happens is this, and it's something that has to be looked into. It's something that cannot be ignored anymore, because there is a man, he's living at that kind of a piece of land. So they are his brothers and sisters, but he himself, the title deed is not even on his name, because it was from his parents or from grandparents. So what happens is this, when that man dies, his brothers, I won't say so much sisters, but the brothers, most of the time, they hop in. They turn against the wife, this widow who's been left. They want that woman to get out of there. They chase that woman away, that widow away. And the worst is, if you're not married, officially married, if you have these simple bush marriages called Rurashio only, and you have not been officially married, you have no document to show that that was your husband, that you are legally married, believe you me, you will be in trouble. Because what happens is, the men, you have to think, don't wait until the day you die. You have to do things in advance. If you're in that kind of land, talk to your brothers or whatever, so that that piece of land can be shared, so that you are holding your own title deed. You're holding your own title deed. And if you have not married your wife, officially married, please do it. You know, some people say, oh, I have no money to go and do a wedding. You don't need to do a big wedding. You don't need. You can go to an office. You just need a witness, 2 witnesses, both of you. You can have marriage with 4 people. You and your husband and 2 witnesses signing for you both in an office. And you're officially married. Because that document is very important. So I don't understand why some women, for example, you've stayed with your husbands, you have a lot of children, you live together for years and years and years. Some even have lived 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. They've never officially married. Believe you me, even if you stayed with that man for so many years, in the eyes, in the regal eyes, you're not his wife. You're not his wife. You're not. Because you're just come and stay. And come and stay have no regal rights. I know some people can say, yeah, but in Kenya, somebody said, if you stay with somebody, I don't know how many years, then it's like you are legally married and whatever. I can tell you a story of my own late dad. My own late dad was together with a woman. After my late mom was separated first, she was separated in 1991, and then she moved to Mombasa. And my mom now, okay? But they never officially divorced. They were officially married, my late mom and my late dad. Okay? So in between those years, when my mom was still alive, my late dad got into a relationship with a lady. And they stayed together many years. My mom passed away 2004. And because my mom was officially still married, but separated, not divorced, separated. They were separated for many years, but never divorced. So when my late mom passed away, 2004, she was buried in my dad's land. But my dad has his title deed and stuff on his piece of land. So, but in between those years, my dad had gotten a relationship with another woman. And they stayed many, many, many years without marrying. Guess what? That woman, later on, she had no rights on my dad's properties because she was only come and stay for many years. Come and stay for many years. So I'm telling you this story so that if you are there and you are come and stay woman, wake up. Wake up. If you have stayed for many years and you love each other with that man, ask for marriage. So you have a document to show that's your husband and you're the wife. If you don't have that, you have no rights in the legal process. You have no rights of his properties. That's what will happen. You know, when I talk about this, when I listen to these songs, and then I always compare these songs with my own story. That's why I always like to tell my own stories according to this song. Because with this song, it's teaching us, it's telling us how some people are suffering when the man dies. The widows, you are chased out of the homes. We've seen these stories thousand and thousand and thousand times. And there you are as a woman, you are come and stay up to today. You don't ask yourself, wait a minute, what if this thing would happen also to me? You don't ask that. You just sit there. Wait a minute. Why you are come and stay for so long? I know some people will say, hey, we have no money for wedding. As I have said, even we who are married to Azungus, we had money to do big, big weddings. Like somebody like me, I've never been interested to do these big weddings, spending a lot of money, I don't know for what, for just a document. Go to an office. There's so many offices. Even when you are here in the Western countries, there are offices. You go to an office, you have two people witnesses, it's signed, you put in wedding rings, and you have document to show that you're officially married. And for some people, if you'd like to do like me, for example, yeah, it's you can, before you get married, you can sign something like, my properties is my properties, his properties is his property. It depends how you agree. Like for me, I agreed with that because, hey, if each of us have worked, each of us have had properties on self. So, but if it depends how you and your partner want it. If you don't want to sign that agreement, you can also just marry like that, so that all the properties you have belongs to both of you. But don't just sit there. Sometimes I ask myself, how crazy can some people be that you're just sitting there and you don't know what can happen? You've seen all these stories, people crying day in, day out. I'm chased away after my husband died. Hey, the brothers of my husband. Hey, the sisters of my husband. Hey, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, they don't want me here. To avoid all those stuff, think about yourself. Be clever. God give us brain to think. And some of these things, you should not be ashamed to talk about with your partners. Those are things that you should discuss. Ask your partner, hey, we've stayed together this and these years. Can we officially marry? We have kids together. A lot of, I don't understand this. I will never understand this. Because you have to ask yourself, are you being used? Because if you're just staying in a place for years and years, you have no legal rights to show, no document to show. And that's why some people, even when they go to court, they lose the case. Because the court asks them, are you officially married? Can you come with a document to show that who died is your partner? They don't have any marriage certificate with them. They have nothing to show. And so how can they, even the good lawyers, how they can help? Because you are just come and stay. Anyway, this song is telling us about these harambes, which are usually done after the man has died. All this can be stopped. And there's something else called life insurance, There's something called life insurance. Life insurance is everywhere, even in Kenya. And no one should tell me, oh, but they don't pay. They do, because I know some people. When you have a life insurance, usually it don't cost so much every month. It's not a lot of money, not in Kenya. It's money that you pay in. But of course, before you sign yourself into life insurance, the insurance have to check you out. If you're suffering some health, if you are okay. Okay? Some of the life insurances, you can start to take life insurance when you are young. Don't wait until when you are old to get life insurance, because no insurance want to insure old people, because they think it's high risk that you won't live long. For example, that's how the insurances think. So the younger you are, the better it is to take insurance. You can take insurance for your kids, that in case something would happen to you, that your kids, for example, would get a certain amount of money. That money would help the kids continue their schools, would help the kids start their lives, And then, for example, if you have your partner, you can take life insurances for each other. I know some people would say, hey, but that's scary. Oh, some people kill each other so that they can get life insurances and stuff. You can sense, more or less, if you take for each other. You have to look how it is, if it's someone that you can trust or not. That's up to you. But if it's possible, just do it. It's okay. Because some of these situations which some people are left with, it's heartbreaking. For example, for those people who are in the diaspora, we know very well that these insurances really work well. They work so well, the life insurances, here in the Western countries, for example. If you have children, both of you as parents take life insurances for the kids, so that in case one of you something would happen, an accident or anything would happen, and you're not living anymore, that your kids will not suffer, that you will avoid all these harambe situations, begging around. All these things can be stopped, but it's things that you yourself, you can take care of. It's things that you can just check. Life insurance, for example, life insurances, for example, here in Sweden or in Germany, they're not that expensive. You can insure yourself for a few millions so that in case, until you are this and these years old, in case something happens to you, that your kids can get this and this and that, so that we can try to save and stop all the sufferings. Especially the children are the ones that suffer a lot. The song continues to say, and when he was alive, no one ever slept hungry. This is something that when one partner dies, especially when the husband dies and he was the breadwinner, that even some of the children, the mothers, they start almost to sleep hungry because they don't know where to start. There is no income coming in. The song says, the only poor person in this world is a man, and the richest person in this world is a man. So the man can be both poor and rich. Why? That's why they are called or referred to as pieces of God. We know that in the Bible, when God created Adam, he created him of his own image. We know that we women, we are made from Adam. He took the ribs on Adam and created Eve. But the image of God is you, the man. That's what the Bible says. And on this song is talking about that too. That when you see me with nothing today, tomorrow I'll have it all. That you can see a man, today he's poor, he has nothing. But because the men don't know how to give up, it's very rare times you see a man giving up. The men, they can fall 1,000 times. They will wake up, stand up and think, I am the man. I can't be a failure. I will not be able to lose it. They fight hard. Even you can see a man who was up here, they fall. They will do everything what they can to come up again. They don't give up because they know that they are made. They were created to be the winners. They were created to be the breadwinner of the families. And that's why they never want to give up. The song says, men are the home pillars. You know, on this verse, I know some women would argue and say, no, the women are the home pillars. Let's hear what the song says. Men are the home pillars because when he passes, all things and properties falls apart. That when a man dies, even if he had properties, he's left them the properties with his wife, all things will fall apart. How? As I have said, maybe the parents-in-law will start to harass the wife, the widow, so that she can leave. The family members who are left, they will harass. I see Ken Masharia. Thank you, Ken, for coming. Thank you so much. Today's song is about the men, Ken Masharia. You know, it's an amazing song. If you know who have sang or written the song, write down there, because I always tell it after. So the song says that the men are the pillars. They are the home pillars. As I was saying, that when the man dies, the family members will start to harass. They will start to push that widow, the wife, to leave because they want to share the properties. They want to steal what is left behind. They want to make sure that this woman who is left, this widow, get nothing. They are the reasons why a lot of children are suffering after their dads have died. And there it is, the woman first, she's very sad that she has lost her husband. You know, she's like, some women, even that moment, they fall into depression because maybe they've never worked in their life. They were home wives, you know. They have never worked in their life. So they are sat there, they are in shock that their husband, their loved man have died. And that moment is the time they'll be taking advantage of. If the family member knows that Maybe that woman was not officially married. Oh my God, that woman have no chance. That woman will be pushed to the corner until she lives by herself. She will be mistreated by those who are left behind, by the family members of her husband. Her late husband has left something. It's crazy. It's so sad. And that's why I'm here to tell you women, you who are together with your husband and you have kids and you've never married, you have never officially married, it's high time you do it today. Don't wait, because the moment it's coming, you'll be crying just like the rest women. You will be crying. Let me repeat again. You will be crying. You will be crying. It's high time. Wake up. We have songs here for us. Songs that are educating us. Songs that are tipping us of what to do. So if you're there, you're a woman. Please, be clever. Get an official marriage before it's too late. Because when you have an official marriage, you have a document, nobody will be able to send you out of your homes. Nobody will come and steal anything from you. They will not be able to steal anything from what your husband has left you. Your properties will be for you and the children. When I listen to some of these songs, I ask myself, do some of our Kikuyu mothers really take the words in of these songs? Because most of the mothers, especially the Kikuyus, we know that we love our songs very much. But when you sing these songs, do you understand nicely what these songs are trying to tell you? The tips these songs are giving you. These songs are not just for singing. They are for teaching us. They are for educating us. They are for warning us, telling us what could come. These songs are telling you and me, for example, we the Kenya mothers, that this and this would happen if you're not officially married. This and this would happen if you only come and stay woman. This and this would, when your partner leaves. It's not even when your partner has died. We've seen that a lot of men, they send their wives away just like that, out on the streets, because they are not officially married. And there's nowhere that woman gonna go to. When you go to a court, you are asked, that's your husband. Okay, bring a document. You don't have. Those of you who listen my story, when my late mom separated from my dad, my late mom was actually very clever. She was from Muranga, but now when I think about it, I salute that woman, because when my late mom separated from my dad in 1991, she left. But she did not agree with any divorce, because the piece of land where my mom was living, where we all were born in Luakabete, it was still in the name of my grandfather. So it was not on the name of my late dad. It wasn't. So my mom, I don't know where she got this knowledge. Respect Muranga women if you're like that. My mom was clever. She said, no, I cannot have official divorce, because then it will be just a letter, or I've divorced and that's it. But then it means later on my dad can maybe chase away my brothers just like that. My mom said, no, we can be separated. And then later on, if you change the piece of land to your name, then we divorce. Because my mom then said, okay, then I will get half and my children would be on the streets. That was clever. So if you're a woman there, I'm tipping you, please wake up, so that you won't be done like what other women are going through. Please, I urge you, especially our Kenyan Kikuyu women. If my mom did not think, my two brothers would be now living on the streets, I think. Because what happened was this. Then my dad refused. My mom refused to sign for divorce. And she stayed. In 2004, unluckily, she passed on. Okay? 2004. When she passed on, Then, after she passed on, first my mama, when she passed on, me and my siblings, we told late dad, hey, my mom was still married to you, although you are separated. She was still officially your wife. So she has to be buried in your piece of land because she was your wife even until she died officially. And my dad couldn't say no. That was the fact. So my late mom was laid to rest in our property. Okay. But then in between that time, my dad had gotten another woman and they had moved far, far away, Rogoro areas with another woman. Okay. His other woman. But they were not married. They was come and stay for many years. Now, but after my late mom died, then is the time my dad got the title deed with his brother. They shared the title deed and each got on his own name. But that was after my late mom had passed away. But then, still, my dad, he tried. Believe you me. That's why I'm saying things can be so crazy. Because if it's a woman who dies first, then that man will maybe start to disturb the kids as well. Because what my late dad did, he wanted my two brothers to move out of that land. And my two brothers said, no. Why? We have the document. You are married to mom. We have the documents of your marriage certificate. We have the documents. Mom passed as she was your wife, separated but still your wife. So my dad had no rights, no chance to chase my two brothers away from our land, which he tried. He wanted, but because his other woman was telling him, chase them away, chase them away. You know how some women can be as well. So I'm telling this story because I want you to wake up, because there are a lot of people out there who don't think that an official document is very, very important. It helps. It does. Because if you have nothing to show, you have no case. You have nobody will listen to you. Even if you have 10 children or 20 children. Because like we were 4 kids. 2 boys, 2 girls. But as I'm saying, with my late dad, because my dad passed on later on, many, many years later. But you can see, in some families, it's the man that passes first. You can imagine if my dad had passed before, if it was opposite, that my dad had passed before, like mom passed in 2004, I'm 100% sure that my late mom, well, if she was still then alive, she would have been chased away maybe. But I doubt, because they were already married. But if she was come and stay, she would have been chased away by my dad's brothers and families. 100%. So for you to avoid such circumstances, be clever. As I have said, to marry somebody, you don't need to do all these weddings that cost millions or thousands and thousands of Kenya shilling. Go to an office, you and your partner, you need 2 witnesses only. I don't know how much it costs. It's very cheap. Just to go to an office, you pay whatever, and there you sign. You put each other rings and you're married. You have a document. And then official registered document is very, very important. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. I'm here to tip you up using this song. Okay, the song says that the men are the home pillars, because when he passes, all his things and properties falls apart. Yes, I read that. Because the ones left behind don't know how to keep care of them. Yeah, there are some people, they never worked for it. For example, we've seen stories when the family members take everything after their man has died, and they waste everything. If it's cars, they sell them in cheap prices. If it's, they just destroy all the properties. It's something they didn't work hard for. So they have no pain for that. The song says, if there is loan, for example, yeah, the people who come to take everything because they claim about the loan payments, that will happen as well. So the song says, there is nothing more shameful than a broke man. You hear? This song is saying, a broke man. It's not saying a broke woman, a broke man. To be a broke man is very shameful, because that's the time you'll be mistreated. When you're a broke man, when you're together with other men, for example, Other men will make you to be, they'll be sending you away. They'll be sending you, go do this and that. Oh, get for me this and this from the car. Oh, go and, you will be the waiter. You'll be sent up and down just because you are broke. When you're a broke man, when there are guests coming at home, you are the one who will be told, oh, we're gonna come to visit with friends. You're the one who will be told to do this and that, to go, I don't know, and do shopping for what you will be the messenger. You'll be sent up and down. That's why it's very important. You as a man, work hard. If you've fallen down, do what you can to come up again, as long as it's the correct legal jobs you're doing, as long as you're not going shortcuts in life, as long as what you're doing is right. Do not give up as a man, because it's very shameful. It's very shameful for a man when you're broke. People will lack respect of you. We've seen it also in families. When a man in family is the one, he's working, he's earning good, he's paying all the bills, you can see the respect. I do remember me growing up, when we heard dad is coming during our school holidays, we all used to run to the reading room. We used to have a big table to study, a study table for studying. We used to run when we hear dad is coming, because we had that fear and respect for him. We all stood there as students, everybody holding book, reading, pretending even to read, even if we were maybe outside playing. But the moment we hear him, we could break our legs running back to the study room to read. The respect. And then you could see, for example, when mom knows, oh, dad is about to come home, you could see how quick she's making the dinners or the food. There's the respect that when dad is coming home, you could see mom warming hot water, so that when dad is coming home, he will get a nice warm shower. He will put nice water in the whatever. You take care of. But when a man is broke, oh my God, no respect for you. The women, your wife is talking to you how she wants, which is wrong, which is very wrong. We'll hear why. You'll see the kids don't respect their dad. They're talking anyhowly in front of their dads because they don't respect him at all, because he's broke. The song says that there's nothing so shameful than a broke man. And it's such a beauty to see a rich man or man who is able, when he comes home, he's welcomed nicely with even a hot bath. As I have said, you put hot water that your husband has come home. He's the one who is paying all the bills. But if he is poor, no one cares about him. As I have said, a poor man, nobody cares about you. Nobody. The song says, there was no one who was so beautiful than my mom. The writer is talking about his mom, that the mom was so beautiful, just like all of us would say our mothers were beautiful. Yes, was beautiful. In my village at Kagumo is again Muranga. All that beauty was taken by my dad, so that I and my bro Mwangi were born. Oh, this could be a relative of mine, maybe, because he's talking about a village, Kagumo, Muranga. That's where my mom was. He's talking about his brother Mwangi. I also have a brother Mwangi. My older brother is called Mwangi. But anyway, the writer is saying that his mom was very beautiful. Just like we can say all mothers are beautiful. Their beauty is taken by that man who got together with. They started family together, to have kids together. And that's why, for example, we know that when we women, when we are young, our breasts are standing, they're not hanging like this. Yeah, we know that when we are young, we don't have wrinkles. Our faces are like, baby face, no wrinkles or something like that. Yeah, we know that when we are young, we don't have white hair like me. I have gray hair everywhere, We don't, because you're young, you're nice. But then all of a sudden, there comes a man in your life and you start alive with, you start to have kids, you get older. And that's why this man is saying, my mom was very beautiful, but then my dad came, got her. That's why he and the brother, that's why me and my siblings, you and your siblings are there. So the beauty of your mom when she was young was taken. That's what this song is trying to say. And then it says, when you hear the name a man, Mudumurume, as we say in Kikuyu. It's because of the braveness in him. Ati arume nimako me brave muno. They are brave. Even if you see him, he's tiny or small, never lower his dignity. That never lower any man's dignity. When you see it's a man, that's why sometimes people talk about boy child. Respect them. Do it. Because they are brave. And remember, they are made in the image of God. So never lower a man's dignity. Even when you see he's poor, he has nothing. Because that man has nothing today. Tomorrow he'll be somebody. Tomorrow he'll be rich. Tomorrow he'll have a lot of properties when he's working hard. The song continues to say, when you see his wife, the wife is huge and well built. It's because she's well taken care of. Yes, you can see a lot of men because they work so hard that they even don't get enough sleep. Just because they want to maintain their families, their wife, their kids nicely. Now, in this song, it's talking about the man is skinny like this because he's not sleeping enough. He's working. He's thinking a lot how to make it work, how to make the best businesses. If that business is not working, he's thinking a lot. Oh my God, which other business can I start? You know, he's thinking. But there you are, a woman. Yes, you're at home nicely. Yeah. The husband is bringing food, giving money to buy food. You can cook nicely. You can eat nicely. That's why many women, they look nice. But their husbands, opposite. Because their husbands, they are busy working. Their husbands are busy struggling. Their husbands are out there hustling day in, day out to make sure that the family lives good, to make sure that the family don't suffer. But you there as a woman, you have a good size, nice face. Your work is to put makeups every day, put nails every day, put nice hair every day, often as you can because there is money coming in. But at the end, when that same husband, when the business goes down, that he's not making that money anymore, you start to have no respect for him. You start to abuse him. You start to disrespect him. You start to talk bad about him to other people. You go and gossip about your husband to other people. You are so evil. You are so wicked. If you're one of these women doing that, this song is telling you, don't do it. Because God will punish you. You will not end up good. You cannot be that the moment your husband, your man who you've been staying together with, or those who are come and stay, he's only good the time he's supporting you, the time his businesses goes down, the time he loses a job, the time he's not having any income anymore, that you start to disrespect him, that you start to go and cheat. That you go and start to cheat with other richer men, other men who are able to give you material things. That is the worst what you can do. And this is a song saying, do not go that path. Because when you do that, God's punishment will come. It will. The song continues to say, let me see where we were. Yes. Let me see where we were. So much. Let me see. Yes. About that, yes, I have to see. When you see his wife is huge, I've read that. There is no bad man. Listen, the song says, there is not a bad man. Modu oe, modu ake edha berie. Take a man. Never ever lower any man's dignity. Because God created men to be successful. He did. That's why he created Adam before Eve. That's why God created Adam as from his own image. There is never a bad man. So you cannot be that you're just sitting there so that when the man is well up nicely, that's the time you will think, oh, now I'm going to start to go and use him. All men are made to be successful. The men need peace of mind. When you give a man peace of mind, believe you me, that man will do everything what he can to come up. And God blesses hard work. Because that man knows, oh, whoa, I'm appreciated. How many, let me ask, how many of us women take time to tell thank you to their partners, to their husbands? How many? When your husband take you for dinner, do you only just eat and then after go back home and that's it? You never even take a second to say thank you for the lovely dinner. I enjoyed it. When your men take you on a holiday, do you turn and tell your husband, thank you, hubby, for the nice holiday? May God continue to bless you, bless your work. Do you? Because it's high time. It's high time for us women start appreciating our men. It's high time for the men to start to be appreciated. A lot of men, they don't feel appreciated. That's why even sometimes the men think, all what I get is just abuses in return. All what I get, never thanks, just complaints. It's high time we change. It's high time we start to appreciate our men, just like the song is saying. The song says, I will not praise so much, because only a bank can give favors, that you will not praise so much. And if I have said something wrong, forgive me. The writer is saying that he will not praise the men so much. But if he said something wrong, you should forgive him. I don't think he have said anything wrong. I think all what the writer have said is very right. You can write there what you think. An axe must be called an axe, and a stone must be called a stone. Women must take good care of the men, just like an egg. You know, an egg is taken so good care. You see the shell. Before you reach the egg, there is the hard shell. And this song is telling us, we women, we must take good care of our men. If you are there, you have a man, it's your boyfriend, it's your husband. As we say, boyfriend come and stay, as we call them. Is your husband, take care of him. Appreciate him. Do not always abuse and discourage him. The men are there to make the family works. A lot of men who go out there is because they don't feel appreciated. A lot of men who cheat out there, maybe they feel, this woman, she's just complaining. Some men don't want to even get home, because when they get home, it's rudeness, abuses, not being appreciated. Then the man is thinking, oh my God, why am I going home early? I better go late when everybody is tired, then maybe I can sleep. So it's high time for us women to start to think, wait a minute, why do my husband, why do my partner, why do my boyfriend never want to come home early? Why he prefer to go and hang around with his men friends? Why he don't prefer to come? Why he don't think a home is nice? We as women, let us be the ones who are attracting our men even to come home earlier. Let us be the kind of women that our husband are like, oh my God, I'm going to train. I want to go with my wife. I want to go take a walk. I want to walk with my wife. But some men, they are afraid to do that, because the moment they take their wives, all what they're going to get is complaints, abuses on the way. When they're at the gym, they'll start to complain. Hey, is this where you come to look for other women? Hey, when they go, it's high time we start to appreciate the men, just like the song says. Anyway, what can I say? It was a lovely, beautiful song. It is very, very nice. I hope, Ken, you liked it. Let me see what Ken says. Ken says, I'm trying to guess, but I'm not coming. Okay, you will see soon. Let's give the video a like. Thank you, Ken. Men age like fine wine. Yes, exactly. Okay, I can tell the song. The song is called Modurume. Modurume. Modurume is the song. And it's by Mosai Mawajeri. You can Google that, Ken, soon. You listen to that song. It's a song sung for you men. It's a song sung that we women, we should start to appreciate our men. We should start to be thankful to our men. We should start to give, we should start to tell our men good things, good words. They love to hear good words. You can even be telling your husband, your partner, he's good looking. Some women don't do that. They don't. They think, I'm just here. That's it. Tell them sweet words. Send them sweet, nice words. What can I say? It's an amazing song. So this today was a men's song. As I have said, one day I'm sure we're going to also look for a women's song. I see Regina Reinberg. Hey, Regina, thank you, Amoyo. Thank you, welcome. As I have said, go listen to this song. And please, if you've liked the scrutinization and analyzation of the song, please remember to subscribe. There's a subscribe button. I'll appreciate. You can like, comment, and share as well. Yes, that's what we do here. And I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenyan time. And Sweden and German time, we change the clock. So it will be 9 o'clock tomorrow, PM. I'll be back and we'll see what song I've prepared. And we carry on with this music journey. I really love what I do. These songs are amazing. Ken, hello. Vasha, was it? Vasha? The song, you mean? It was called Modorome by Musai Moa Jerry is the name of the song. Yes. Aha, you mean Naivasha. Aha, Regina, now I understand. I thought you were asking the song. Yes, as I have said, thank you all so much for those who are at the back as well. I appreciate. Thank you all. And we catch up again tomorrow, same time. And we see what song we're gonna scrutinize and analyze. I hope you enjoy these what I do. And as I have always said, I have a playlist, so you can always please go to my playlist. You'll see their songs message. Yeah. So you can listen. If you like political songs, you'll find them there. You like Mogidi songs, you'll find them there. You like gospel songs, you'll find them there. So it depends what you like. You just look at the title. You listen to that. And if it's political, you can always look what you like to listen to. Thank you all, and we catch up again tomorrow. Thank you, and stay blessed, and bye-bye.